Welcome to episode number 10 of the 2023 CrossFit season. We're going to be taking a look at a 3-minute on, 1 minute off, 4-round workout. The goal for this workout is to maintain consistent rounds throughout all 4 intervals. I don't want to see crazy disparities in your best round and your worst round. I want to see everything pretty much flat across the board. So as I was constructing this workout, I wanted to do something that in 3 minutes time, you can accumulate 3 minutes, or do 1 round for each minute and hold that consistently for the 12 total rounds of this workout. And so I wanted to do something very simple, something that's easy to warm up, something that's going to be low impact, and something that is going to be very doable for majority of people. And so for this instance here, I go, let's do an echo bike. Love it because it's a very effective machine. It works the legs, it works the lungs, it works the upper body. And then what is a movement we are most likely going to see in the open? Something with a box and a burpee. So we have a burpee box jump over to combine the two. It's something that I want to progress on as skill-wise for myself, as I do believe that working under a fatigue state is much different than working at it fresh. So it's something skill-wise I'd like to work on and feel out for myself. So that's the whole thought process of how this created. We're going to do things a little bit differently here. We're going to look at what should be on the screen right now is the warm-up. I want to do a full warm-up, a full workout debrief of what was going down in here. This is probably going to be about a 20-minute video in total, 22, 23 minutes depending. But let's get into it. So looking at this warm-up, we have 3 times at a very easy pace. 7 cals, 5 cals for the ladies on the echo bike, 7 push-ups, 7 jumping squats. Now you don't have to get super high off the ground, as you'll see that it's a very low effort, as it should be. You're gonna rest 2 minutes in between. You can take 90 seconds, 1 minute. If you're pressed on time and you need to get going, it's fine. But I like to do 1 set, do a little bit of light stretching, a little bit of mobility, check to make sure, my camera, water, everything's set there. If I needed tape or anything like that, or sweat guards, grab those things in between for the 2-minute rests. Going through, we're gonna go through that 2 more times, rest 2 minutes between sets or 90 seconds, depending, again, if you're crunched on time. And then we're gonna start going into some ramp up or working warm up intervals. So you're gonna do each of these once. You're gonna do 7 cals, 5 cals to the ladies, on the echo bike at a very moderate pace, something that you're probably going to hold close to in the workout, just to feel what that is like for the 7 calories throughout the entire duration of those 7 to 5 cals. And then you're going to do 3 burpee box jump overs. We're trying to make these as technical and efficient as possible. We're not looking for speed necessarily, but just making them very efficient. And then you're going to rest again for about 2 minutes, 90 seconds, go grab some water, get some carbs in you. Again, make sure you're spaced, the clock set up, that kind of thing. Get everything time management wise ready to go. And then the next interval you're going to do is, again, 1 time through, same format, 7 cals, 3 burpee box jump overs. The only difference is we're going to be bumping up and going above almost like a sub-maximal 7 or 5 cal like mini sprint into, again, 3 burpee box jump overs with some good form. And the reason for this is we want to get the heart rate spiking. We want to prime the body for some intensity. And then we want to, again, if the heart rate's up, work on those same burpee box jumps, keeping it in mind that if we're breathing heavy, we still need to have good form, good technique, that sort of thing. So that's what we're looking for there in the primer. Then I rested probably about 2-3 minutes, turned the fan on, and what you're about to see now is the workout itself. So here we go. I'm going to shape this thing up, get everything started. Here we go. We are off. We're on the bike. The main focus is to, again, not go out super, super hot. I picked a scheme for myself, 7 cals, 7 burpee box jump overs that I believed I could hold and perform with transition, keep that in mind, for 1 round every minute. So for yourself, if you're not as proficient on the bike, subtract 1 calorie. Keep the burpee box jump overs the same, as I think that is more important and more applicable to the open. So if there's anywhere you want to scale, I would scale back the bike first and then scale back the burpee box jump overs. If you're somebody that maybe not as proficient on them and you want to just work on maybe just burpees, you could do burpees over the bar, you could do burpees to a target, burpees to a plate. Those are some good substitutions there. Maybe you're an individual that just wants to work on box jumps. So instead of doing burpee box jump overs, you just do box jumps or maybe box step ups. You lower the height, that sort of thing. But those are some simple modifications that you can make for this workout. So that was minute 1. I think I did it in about 56, 55 seconds. We're back on the bike. So I know that my pacing is correct. Again, we're not trying to blow everything out. I want 4 consistent intervals of training here. So looking at my positioning, keeping very upright, working on breathing, really focusing on in through the nose, out through the mouth. Doing that bike in about 20 to 25 seconds each time. And what we're looking for here on the burpee box jump is the chest touches first before the stomach or the hips. That is angling my body correctly for a very efficient down and up on the burpee itself. Another thing you will notice is as I'm coming up, I'm doing a 1-step, like a 1-2 step up. I'm not hinging. Yesterday's open 23.1, the hip flexors and core is a little shot. So we were not going to do 2 foot up, 2 foot takeoff. We were going to do a step up into the takeoff. Back on the bike, getting things started. So one of the important things you want to keep in mind, especially with any type of machine as you're training, is you need to get it up to your RPMs or up to speed as quickly as possible. And then once you hit that threshold, now you can quote unquote throttle it back and you hold and maintain that cadence. Where people tend to lose time on these specific intervals where they think they can do, for example, if somebody wanted to do 5 cows in 5 burpee box jump overs, and they can't understand why they keep losing time. They can't hold that pace because in their mind, they forgot about the transition from bike to box, box back to bike, and the third transition, which is the bike up to speed. So really focus on getting on the instrument and getting it moving quickly. The first 3 seconds is how you ramp up and rev it and get back to the cadence you're supposed to. Looking at these burpee box jump overs, this is the 3rd round. I was honestly breathing a little bit heavier than I thought I was going to. But that is exactly what we want. We wanted 3 rounds in 3 minutes. And this is exactly what we got with about 5 or 6 seconds just to get on the bike. Now, for the 3 intervals you're about to see, I did not accumulate any calories. So it's 3 rounds and then I did a +0. The reason being is I got back on the bike, but never accumulated a single calorie. As the Echo bike typically takes like 6-7 seconds to even accumulate 1. So I should have really throttled the machine there and gotten it going. So here we are, the next set. I have fast forwarded through the majority of that rest period, and we are about to begin the next set right now. So here we are back on the bike, making sure my monitor's reset. I did reset it each time. I didn't want any ghost calories or rollover calories or any discrepancy here. I wanted that first 0 balance on the Echo bike to get a true test, a true consistency like I did in the previous round. So starting things out, again, get the bike up to speed, make sure we're breathing, using legs and arms in equal proportions as they are both needed in equal importance on the burpee box jump over. The arms need to be able to take the heat coming down and pressing me back up, and the legs need to be able to have the energy to jump, catch on the box, and step down. So one thing you will notice, I am more proficient as this workout goes on. As the technique, my body starts to loosen up a little bit. I was, to be honest, a little tight after the back squat, front squat. So as this thing moved through, I did get a little bit more looser. So maybe I do need to warm up a little bit more, but it also was quite cold in the gym. And once the heart rate got going, the shirt came off and we were ready to go. But again, hips were opening up as this workout was going. So there's round 1. Again, pretty consistent. I think it was like 56, 57 seconds there by the time, and I'm counting from the box to starting the bike. So once the bike starts, I'm counting that as my 1 round there. So a little bit of a lean forward there. I think that was just to, again, throttle out the cadence and keep things going. Leaning forward, I feel like I was getting a more full range of motion press through the bike. And again, quick transitions, about 2-3 seconds between bike to chest touching the ground for that first burpee. As you will notice too, this box is pretty close to the sandbags on where is your guys' left, my left right now where I'm doing my reps. The reason being is I wanted to avoid the sprawl or the starfish belly flop that I'm accustomed to doing. There's the legs are a little bit more spread apart than I would like. So I did nick those sandbags a couple times throughout this workout, which kept me in my brain to tell me, hey, you need to tighten up a little bit. You're getting a little bit too loose, a lot of wasted energy there. So that was subconsciously why that was happening and why the box is so far over there. So here we go. We're back on the bike, really leaning into it. Again, get the RPMs going, keeping the machine turning, and then we throttle it back just a little bit. In this 3rd and final round of the 2nd interval, quite a bit of pain. My lungs were starting to really feel it, and it was mainly in the upper body and chest, which again is expected as 23.1 had a lot of upper body. So here we are, stepping up, stepping down. One thing too that you will notice is my cadence does pick up in the bottom parts. This was on purpose to, one, allow myself to complete the round in the 3 minutes, 3 rounds, 1 per minute, and then give myself enough time to make sure I can get back onto the bike. So there was a little cadence step there just to see if I could push and where I would be capacity-wise. One thing to keep in mind too, as you will notice throughout all 4 of these rounds, I start my burpee box jumps and I end my burpee box jumps on the same side each time. So I go around on the right side of the box and start my first repetition there. The key or reasoning for this, there's the end of the second round, and we'll fast forward this through as we get to round number 3. I will explain. I should have timed that out a little bit better, but I will explain. So here we go, round number 3, about to start, 1 minute rest. Here we go. So back on the bike, as I was saying, look, starting hot, getting the engine going. Now we're gonna dial it back just a little bit, and we're gonna hold that pace, which cadence-wise was between 68 and 72. Cadence RPMs, I can't remember what exactly was on the monitor, but the score in the top right was the 68 to 72, 73 sometimes there. So as I was saying, I get off the bike to the right. I am on the right side of the box, and that's where I'm starting my rep. So there's rep number 1. So I know every odd rep, I'm facing the garage doors of the gym. Every even rep, I'm facing the whiteboard. So in the event that I ever lost count, which did happen once or twice, I said, when I was doing this rep right here, for example, I would say 6. And I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't make any sense because my 7th would end me on the whiteboard. So I knew I was really at 5. That's just ease of counting. So that is just a little athlete intelligence and situational awareness of where you're actually at in a workout. So 1, you don't cheat yourself, and 2, it can give you some like landmarks mentally for the workout itself. So that was round 1. Again, probably about 55, 56 seconds there. Getting back on the bike. So my first round came out a little hot for each one, slightly, but like we're talking maybe 2-3 seconds. The second round I would settle in, and the third round would be about the same pace as the second if I had to look at the splits just off the naked eye and not actually timing things out. So again, off the bike to the right, chest coming down first, beautiful, step up, and using those arms to help elevate me over the box as well, just to get the legs, excuse me, a little bit of a breather there. And again, that's rep number 3 or 5. In my brain, I believe that's 3. This is number 5 or number 7. So yeah, there's 5. And now we know that, counting these out in my brain, I know specifically where I'm at in the workout. So I know the 7th rep is over here, and we're getting back on the bike, and it's a nice little loop that we're operating with here. So here we go, round number 3 of the third interval. This is where body temperature really started to skyrocket. Started really sweating on the down part of the burpee box jump overs. And as you're looking and dissecting this workout, to understand the thought process, so the bike should take somewhere just under 30 seconds, and the burpee box jump should typically take just over 30 seconds, unless you're moving at a ridiculous cadence. And this is factoring in 2 transition times. You want about 2 to 3 seconds between each movement implement as you get from one to the other. Again, please scale and pick a scheme that will allow you to successfully do 1 round a minute. If you are an elite athlete watching this video, which I doubt anybody else would probably at this point of my YouTube career, but if you like, you can scale up. You can do 8 cals, 8 burpee box jump overs, or you can do a 9 cal echo bike and 7. There's some different varieties you can get there. But again, I like this workout because it is very simple. Here's the end of the third interval, just getting on the bike and just getting it moving. So again, that's 3 rounds plus 0. Nothing too exciting there. Just a normal, simple take on that. So let's skip through, and we are to fast forward to the next interval. This is the final interval, and here we go. We're on the bike. We're getting things moving. So the 4th interval, we want to move a little bit quicker. We wanted to get back on the bike and actually accumulate calories. It's appropriate now because for 3 straight rounds, we have been as consistent as possible. This one, we're going to unload just a little bit, but it's only after the 2nd round that I should really start to pick up. So you'll notice that as we go through these 3 minutes here. But again, coming off the bike to the right, really want to focus on chest down first. Hips are dragging there a little bit, but not too bad. We want to see how we are moving and operating. This is where you get the best skill development out of the workout, because you're in the last round, heart rate is elevated, you are tired, you are fatigued, things are on fire, And you need to figure out 1, how to breathe, 2, how to move efficiently, and 3, how to be consistent throughout the entire 3-minute interval, like you have been in the first 3 intervals. So again, goal is 3 rounds. I think that first set was right on pace of what I've been doing, again, between 54, 55, 56, 57 seconds. Again, the cadence on the bike, holding above a 70, right around a 69, 70, 71. Chest is up. We're moving well. I'm very happy with my body language and positioning. I don't think I overexerted. And especially with a workout like this, where it's, again, very simple. We have a bike, we have a box. It's 2 movements. Relatively speaking, low load on the body. We're not using crazy weight. We're not doing crazy things on the shoulders. We're simply doing a burpee. So like a push-up, a jump, and a step down. And then, the bike kind of amplifies that with, again, pushing with the legs, pushing with the arms, and then working the lungs in a really good capacity. So very happy with how this workout turned out. Again, super simple, a very elegant 16 minutes of work if you include the rest at the end. But really, it's like, about 16 minutes, I think, in total. So here we go, back on the bike. Reset the monitor. Again, keeping myself accountable with the calories, because if you have it already set and staggered at 7 cal, the rollover cal at 8, getting to that 15th cal is different than starting 0 to 7. So restart each time. Overall, not a lot of leg fatigue. Again, mainly the shoulders were feeling it, and that's probably, again, something to do with 23.1. So keep that in mind, as workouts will feel different with different stimuluses from different areas or different events that you do throughout. So here we go. We're starting to pick things up. You will see a rebound. Wow, look at that speed. I still feel like I look super slow. In my mind, I felt like I was going really, really fast. But seeing this on camera, it's not that much faster. I will say that it probably gave me another 3 to 5 seconds. I don't know the exact time. I'd like to look at my splits, but I was dropping the chest quick. I knew I had to move. Look at that, just belly flopping onto the ground. And then we are back on the bike. I think they took a misstep here. Yeah, we're good. And then now it's just rifling it out for, I think I accumulated 4 total calories. And that is the end of this workout right now. And yeah, that's it. Overall, we felt pretty good. Breathing wasn't too crazy. If I had to rate this out of 10, I think I went about 8 out of 10. Really felt like I moved to my max capacity without killing myself. Pretty happy with the performance. You will see my 3 scores there. You will see on the workout. I did take about 4 or 5 minutes of rest and then did a nice 2-minute zone 2 bike erg cool down. So, and then you see my accessories off to the right. So, as always, guys, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed episode 10 of the 2023 CrossFit season. I'll catch you guys in the next one. As always, peace. Much love.